I'm Laura Sieders, and this is Finlandia Fridays.
Welcome to Finlandia Fridays. My name is Michael Babcock. I am your host for this weekly interview series here at Finlandia University. Today we are joined by an instructor of accounting, Laura Sieders. Laura, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Yeah, we're happy to have you on to talk about one of our favorite programs here at Finlandia University, and a program that has the career outcomes are just amazing. I'm excited to dive into that. But before we do that, let's just have you give kind of a brief overview of what the accounting program is here and what makes it something a student would love.
Well, it's a standard accounting program. We are following the CPA education requirements. So that really spells out what classes you need to take, and Finlandia offers the fairly basic core. So we have the introduction to accounting, the intermediate accounting, which is really the grind, and then we finish it off with some cost, some advanced, some auditing, information systems, and then that prepares you to go on to your fifth year of accounting coursework to sit for the CPA exam.
Excellent. So it checks all the boxes for an accounting degree. But I know, from talking to you and talking to some friends that are alums of our program here, they get an experience that's a lot more than just your typical checking boxes.
Yeah, I think it's really about the small class size here at Finlandia. I really get to know my students, particularly the upper class people, and the students get to know me. And this is my second career. This is my new career. So what I'm bringing with me is I'm not going to say how many years out in the field. And I'm bringing with me what I know what I was looking for as an employer with entry-level and mid-level accountants. And so I'm trying to impart that to my students and help make them very marketable to their prospective employers.
I think that's the best professors you end up with, is people who've been out in the field, they've experienced what it is that you're learning. So I think that's really cool that you get that kind of experience here. And we'll actually dive into that a little bit more in a couple of minutes here. Before we do that, I want to hear a little bit more about the accounting program. I know we had done some interviews with you when you first started and over the last few weeks, talking a little bit about a mentality that you have with the program about, work hard, play hard. What does that mean to you in the accounting field?
So accounting is work hard, play hard. We have our busy season where, especially if you've gone into the public accounting, you're pulling a lot of hours around tax season, or if you're doing auditing, you're pulling a lot of hours. And then you have your downtime. So that's where you go take your vacations, where you do your play hard part and get you mentally relaxed and ready to tackle the next busy season. So I like to bring that into the classroom too. We work hard, but then we can kick back and relax and have fun. So that's how I was in the field as a boss. I said, these are people I spend 8 hours a day with. If I can't have fun with these people, who can I have fun with?
Right.
Demanded that people called us the finance department. And on Talk Like a Pirate Day, if you came to my office, I wasn't talking with you unless you greeted me with a hearty "arr."
I like it. That's it is. Office life is interesting at times, and you have to make it fun. And it's interesting too. When we've talked about this before, you've talked about the fact that the Q&A was a good example of that. You have to work hard to live here. You have to be willing to have some sisu and battle through some things. But then there's also, the times to play are amazing. The snow right now, if you're a skier or snowboarder, it's just a beautiful place to be for things like that.
And snowshoeing. Or tubing, as long as the park is open. Because I know it was closed yesterday due to the cold.
It was pretty cold.
Yeah, but absolutely, you have to take advantage of these opportunities. We do have a lot of months of snow here, but you still need to take advantage of it when it's on the ground.
Right.
And likewise, when it's not on the ground.
Oh, the summers are something else altogether. It's beautiful. Let's talk a little bit more about accounting as a career. I know that our graduates get jobs very easily in the accounting field. Talk about what your advice is to people when they're looking at accounting as a major and what they should expect when they graduate.
Now, accounting is an incredibly versatile and flexible degree. You don't even need to go into accounting as a career if you don't want to, because what you're bringing to the table is analysis skills. People think that accountants are mathematicians. We're not. We're analysts. So you bring that to the table. And if you want to stay in the accounting field, there are so many different avenues you can go into. I'm a nonprofit accounting specialist. You can go into forensic accounting, which is attractive to law enforcement. You can go into auditing, the public sector, just any kind of career that you want to. You can take it to any geographical region. You're not tied to, say, Silicon Valley if you're in IT. Every business needs somebody to count their money, analyze what's happening, and forecast into the future. You can even take it outside the United States if you want to. So it's just wherever you want to go in life, accounting can take you there.
Excellent. And let's change directions a little bit here. We've been more talking about the accounting program as a whole. Let's kind of talk to some of our current students, especially business students, even students in arts or in the arts and sciences areas we have here. Why should you go and take an accounting class or two?
Even if you're not in accounting, the department in business, the higher you go in a business, the more your job becomes about money. So having a knowledge of how budgets are created, what accountants are looking for when you submit your forms and requests for payment and things like that, those were my favorite colleagues in the office, those who understood what I needed and kind of anticipated. Also, just understanding what, if you've got budget responsibility and you've got a bottom line target, how to manage to that bottom line is tremendous skill, and you can learn the basics in accounting.
Right, and so if you're a freshman, sophomore, make sure you get out and take one of these classes just to get that experience, because it's going to be important no matter where you are in your career. Now let's change directions completely and talk a little bit about you. You grew up in the area?
I did. I'm a Calumet girl. Graduated from Calumet High, went on to Michigan Tech for my business or Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration, concentrating in accounting. That's my degree. Nice. And then I graduated from Tech and moved to Washington, D.C.
And you were there for a few years and worked for some pretty cool places, right?
I think so.
Tell us a little bit about some of the places you worked for and what it was like out there.
So I did work for Baker & McKenzie Law Firm. That was actually my first real job out of college, and they're just north of Lafayette Square in D.C. So yes, on Inauguration Day, the Secret Service closes the building because the balconies have view of the White House. So that was kind of fun, and John Sununu had office space in our offices. Then I moved into the nonprofit sector after a few years, and my first nonprofit was a startup, the Partnership for Public Service. Those were amazing days. There's nothing like working at a nonprofit startup, very collegial atmosphere, and that was so much fun. The people that I got to meet, celebrities, both Hollywood and political celebrities, there's a lot of great memories there. And then I worked for the National Recreation Park Association, the Reserve Officers Association, and they have the only private building on Capitol Hill. So there was a lot of great experiences working at ROA. And then finally I finished off my career with the International Association of Fire Chiefs.
Excellent. That's an incredible lineup of things. How does that help you in the classroom when you're working with our students?
So I'm able to show my students how I applied what I learned in the real world and show them real world examples of forms that I created for management decision making.
That's excellent. It's I know students really can learn a lot more and get motivated about their career too when they see what kind of career paths they could go into, especially from coming up here. You went to accounting, you got your accounting degree right here in the Keweenaw, and were able to go all the way to Washington, D.C. with that, so they can see that kind of thing. And then we'll talk a little bit about you being back in the area. What brought you back to the area?
Well, 3.5 years ago, my only child was killed. And she was my only family in Virginia, and I needed to be back home.
Right.
So I gave a very lengthy notice at my job and then moved back here.
Excellent. What's it been like to come back to the Keweenaw and be around a place so familiar to you?
It's good to be home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great, and having the big career in the big city, but I love being home. I love having the slower pace of life. I love that I go to the grocery store and it takes about twice as long because I'm always running into people I know and having those conversations. And I love that 3 cars on the highway with me is heavy traffic.
Right, absolutely. Has it been good for you to be back home then?
It's been very good. It's been very good. I don't know if I had tried to stay in the big city and keep working the high pressure finance executive job. Mm-hmm. I don't know where I'd be right now.
Right.
But I'm doing good, and I'm thriving again back here.
Well, that's good to hear. I'm glad we have you here with the Finlandia University family, and thank you so much for being on this week. We're gonna cut off our episode right now, but thank you guys for tuning in. If you're a student out there, make sure you get involved with the Character and Spirit Worship series we have every Sunday at 7 o'clock. get out there, get participating in that, and get to know some of your classmates. We really appreciate that activity on campus. So thank you guys, and we will see you next Friday.